Hi everyone, welcome back to the Strawberryloli channel. So today I just wanted to play around with my uemura and sadaharu aoki palette. This is the green one, which is called Matcha Genoise. And of course we're going to be using the matching lipstick from this collection. They're Rouge Unlimited matte formula in the shade Mikan Ginger. And this one is just a really nice rich orangey shade, perfect for summer. And this one does indeed smell like matcha tea leaves, which I remember someone asked in a comment on my previous review video for this collection. There's your confirmation right there. It does smell like matcha. And I think the palette does as well. Yeah, the eyeshadows also have a faintly pleasant matcha scent to them. Let's just hop into the eyeshadow application. So I'm priming with my ABH eye primer. I haven't pulled this out in the longest time because, you know, for the past few videos I've just been doing like really quick natural looks, and I've mostly been using my Vise Essential Sleek liquid eyeshadow, which doesn't require a base. It's nice to actually sit down and get a chance to play with some of my other eyeshadows that require more work. But yeah, this uemura palette in particular, it's actually a travesty how little I've used it since that first review video, which I don't even remember what look I did in that video, but I'm sure I hated it. So let's try and see if we can come up with something that I like today. So I'm going in with M6, one of the mattes in this palette, as my base color. Just gonna lightly dust that all over. Why is this side so much more intense than my left side? Okay, there we go. I think that's the most even I'm gonna get. Then I'm going to layer on top with M5, this terracotta shade, which I think is the star of this palette, aside from, of course, the crushed green formulation over here, which I totally forgot the name for this formula. Was this supposed to be like a new formula or something? I think so. I'll throw the name up on the screen if I can remember to, or if I feel like it during editing, because, you know, I really just don't feel like doing anything above the bare minimum these days. And yes, that includes even when it comes to editing YouTube videos. As much as I love making content, I just don't have the extra energy or bandwidth these days. Okay, I forgot how well this shade blended. I was bracing myself for a really patchy, rough situation with the blending here, but this formula is doing most of the work for me. And then I should take this same gradation down onto my outer third of the lower eyelid as well. I'm always really lazy when it comes to this part. Like, I usually end up just putting the darkest color that I have on my top lid onto the edge here of my lower eyelid, but I feel like ultimately it is better if you can just create the exact gradient or whatever combination that you had on your upper eyelid. Like, all of the shades and layers that you put on the top, just bring it down to the bottom as well, even though it can be kind of tedious, but I do have to admit that I always like the look better this way. It just looks more blown out and seamless. Stating the obvious here. I really like this overall shape that I created here, actually. You'll notice that I took the color quite far in to my inner corners, like quite far past where my actual eye ends. I feel like I said this before in a previous video, but I think that this is actually the most flattering way for me to apply eyeshadow, especially colorful eyeshadow, on myself. To really not be afraid to extend that inner corner out. Having color there on that area of skin, it kind of adds like the balance and lift that I want, if that makes sense. I'm mentioning this because I want to urge you guys out there who have a similar eye shape to mine, or similarly flat, monolid, hooded, what have you eyelids. I want to urge you guys to try this technique, because this is just going to open up so many doors for you in terms of being able to play around more with colors and being able to mix multiple colors on your eyelids as well, so that you don't have to just confine yourself to the one wash of color over your lids because you don't know what else to do type of a life. Like, come on, you can't just condemn yourself to a lifetime sentence of using only that one simple technique on your eyelids, right? Just because our eyes are flatter and therefore more difficult to create the illusion of depth and dimension on doesn't mean that we should stop trying, and it doesn't mean that there's not flattering ways to do it. You just have to think outside the box and not be afraid to make mistakes. And I understand at first it might feel kind of weird, because trust me, when I first started doing this, when I started being more bold about sweeping the color more intensely over my lids, as well as covering a larger surface area, I also had that initial split-second panic reaction, like, oh my goodness, do I actually look like a raccoon? Or do I look like I have one of those, you know, Batman, Catwoman masks on? Which, by the way, the controversy surrounding the Batman and Catwoman thing going on right now is completely ridiculous. And that's all I'm gonna say on that, because I want to stay on topic here. But yeah, like going back to what I was saying about how I was afraid I looked like a raccoon at first, it's not even about whether or not you look like a raccoon. Like, maybe I do look like a raccoon, but ask yourself this: is it not completely fashionable and editorial looking to look like a raccoon? Pick up any Vogue or high fashion magazine and flip to any random page. What are you gonna see? Supermodels done up in raccoon looking ass makeup looks. Okay, I rest my case. So I'm just saying, like, if that's what's in style right now, you know, the neon green, neon purple raccoon eyes, why not just take that and run with it? Let's go, hooded eyes posse. Alright, we really need to get on with this look. So my gut instinct would obviously be to just sweep this beautiful crushed lime green shade all over the center of my lids, but I'm actually not gonna do that. I'm gonna exercise a little bit of restraint, because I feel like I think that would look fun and cute as well, but I feel like if I really want this look to be impactful and memorable, I should go with a more cohesive color palette. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take these two shades right here. I'm going to lay down this one first and then layer this bright canary yellow on top. This is like, I'll be honest, I have no idea what formula this is, but it's not a matte for sure. So yeah, basically what I'm getting at is that I want the bulk of this eye look to be in the orange and yellow family, and then I might add like a pop of green at the end on the inner corner. We will see when we get there though. Ooh, that actually looks pretty good if I stopped right here. I didn't even add the yellow shade yet, but I think I will. I'll concentrate that on the bottom half so that you can ultimately see both of these shades on my finished eye look. Kind of obsessed. Okay, so now let me go in and add my little accent of green using this tiny little brush. I think this might even be too tiny, but it's the only clean precision brush that I have at the moment. So I'm just gonna stamp that onto my inner lower corner. Yeah, you definitely want to use stamping motions with this formula as opposed to sweeping, because it does have that very foiled, flaky quality to it, but like moist at the same time. It's hard to describe. Whoa, that is like radioactive. I'm purposely digging up a lot. Like I'm physically digging, scooping out chunks from the pan with my brush, because that's the only way I can get the formula to actually come out. Otherwise, it'll just press deeper into itself and become hard panned. Okay, I'm gonna clean up some of this fallout, put on some eyeliner and eyelashes, and I'll be right back. By the way, the lashes I'm using today are these Miche Blooming eyelashes from her Daiso line, and the style is number 27. Okay, I'm back. Lashes are on, and as you can see, I've changed into this nice little pistachio shade green shirt because I just felt like this look, it's too fire to be wasting on some trash gray tank top. But if I'm being honest, right after I'm done filming this, I'm gonna go right back to that trashy gray tank top because it's really hot and humid outside right now. It's not too bad today compared to some other days that we've had, especially last week, but by my standards it's still pretty insufferable. I'm already sweating right now, so I need to hurry up and wrap up this filming. Before I move on to the lips, I actually wanted to just try out this new gel eyeliner that I picked up from Cezanne. So this is in, I think this is a new shade, number 50 Pink Beige. I picked this up on a whim because I felt like it would be a nice tear bag color. I've been using my ColourPop cream gel liner in Honey Dude for my tear bag color as of late, but I feel like lately it looks really dry and crepey and just not the effect that I want. I don't know if that's because the formula itself is subpar or because I've just had it for so long that it's probably dried out quite a bit. But anyway, that's why I picked up this Cezanne liner. Ooh, that's actually a very nice effect. It's like really glossy and wet looking. I'm not sure about this color though. I feel like that's a little dark for a tear bag, which naturally would just be your regular flesh toned color. But I'm not gonna use it for my tear bag today, obviously, because I already have something in this area. I'm just going to tightline my waterline with this, just to add that tiny, like, barely noticeable sparkle. Because I feel like the peachiness of this shade meshes well with the orange and yellow that I have going on today. Okay, that's all I wanted. And then now for the grand finale, we're going to apply Mikan Ginger onto the lips. I'm gonna try and switch up my technique for lip color as well today. So you know how I usually just draw around the perimeter of my mouth and then fill in the middle? And then 8 times out of 10, I don't even like the way that it looks. So what I'm gonna do today instead is to try and create that Korean popsicle effect. I don't know what the official term for that is. I just call it the Korean popsicle effect because it originated from K-pop. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. So I'm gonna concentrate the color on the center and then fade it out to the edges. And hopefully I like this effect better. Okay, I'm already liking this technique a lot more. Damn it, why didn't I just do this from the very beginning? I just wonder though, for the people like me who prefer to overline their top lips slightly, what are we supposed to do from here? Do you continue to just pat like this? I guess so. It's harder to get a faded line on the top though. Let me take a Q-tip and see if I can get that blurred effect going. Okay, let's see if I just like roll it over the edge.
What you know about rolling down in the deep?
Is that working? Okay, I think I'm happy with that actually. And then let me just dab on a tiny bit more in the center. Okay, it's not perfect, but I think I'm getting there. I think I'm slowly getting there, so we will continue with this lip technique and hopefully I'll just get a little bit better every time I do it. Alright you guys, so this is the finished look. I am feeling so fresh and girly and summery right now, it's not even funny. I'm about to step outside just like this actually with this makeup on. I have a few errands to run today, so yes, I am gonna be, you know, up in the bank looking like this. Actually, it's gonna be more like this with my mask on, which might actually look even crazier. I feel like with the lipstick, at least it balances everything out. Like there's orange on the top and the bottom, but if I'm wearing a mask, that makes the lime green metallic up here so much more noticeable. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I had so much fun revisiting this palette. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!